was aim for exceeding if they're not getting it. So if they're getting development, they should aim for strong. If they're getting strong, they should aim for exceeding. Now, from my perspective, I feel like in order to pass, you have to get higher than developing. So yeah. Now, that was that. So I just told you guys how to read the student report. I also read the summary of like each subject and what the questions and stuff, and a bit about Naplan over here. So I'm gonna move on to the other page at the back. Alright, so this is the last page I was gonna be reading. So let's see. What is Naplan proficiency standard? What is assessed? The proficiency standard for each assessment area, numeracy, reading, writing, conventions of language, is set at a challenging but reasonable expectation of learning for the student at the time of Naplan testing. There are 4 levels: exceeding, strong, developing, and needs additional support. Questions in the Naplan test are based mostly on the literacy and numeracy skills students have been taught in previous years of schooling. A few questions assesses additional content from the year of testing and the following year. These questions have been designed so they can be answered using strategies students have learned in previous years. Naplan results should be considered together with the school assessments and reports. Pretty straightforward too. So, as I said, some of the questions are from like the year higher than your student is, so your child is, because they would just want to know if your child knows that type of stuff and how like well they're doing. Not how well they're doing, sorry. How high they can go up to. Where can I find further information? Your child's teacher can provide insight into how your child's Naplan results relates to your other school-based assessments and classroom learning, and any additional support your child might require. This below table provides summarizes of the types of skills typically demonstrated by Year 7 students in Naplan. A student achieving a result in a particular proficiency level is likely to have correctly answered questions involving skills in that level and any level below it. To read more information about what is assessed in Naplan test and how the results are structured, visit www.nap.edu.au. Okay, let's look at the table below. So this is like something what it might look like, this table, if you guys also have it. If you guys don't, I've got it right here, and I'll be it just shows if your child got, for example, strong in numeracy, then you can see what they know. This tells that they probably know this, that's why they got strong. If your child got developing in numeracy, then that's probably what they know. If they got exceeding, that's probably what they know. What they can do, sorry. And this for each of the tests: numeracy, reading, writing, and then conventions of language. Okay, let's start off over here. Exceeding. Numeracy. Identifies equivalent expressions and solves problems using the properties of operations. Solves proportion problems. Determines unknown using substitution. Solves problems involving duration and timetables. Identifies images of a shape after transformations on the Cartesian plane. Uses angle properties to evaluate an unknown angle. Identifies outcome and calculates the probability of events. Makes prediction for a population based on data. Okay, let's move on to strong now. Calculates a percentage of equality. Applies the order of operations. Solves problems involving fractions. Solves proportion problems. Expresses a word problem symbolically to evaluate an unknown. Identifies rules for continuous number patterns. Calculates perimeter and area. Interprets location using a scale and a direction language. Identifies the image of a shape after transformations. Uses angles properties to evaluate an unknown. Now, I'm probably not going to read all of it, but I have it over here. So if your child is going to do the Year 7 Naplan test soon or later on, you probably want to have a look at this chart really, really well, because of course we all want everybody to get exceeding because that's the top one. So you guys probably want to read these so your child knows what especially to study for in all of these. So yeah, it's very important. Let's just read all the exceedings. Reading. Evaluates ideas and processes information in a range of texts, including those with complex concepts and substantial unfamiliar detail. Text may have more than one thesis or abstraction of ideas. Identifies how text structures shape meaning. Analyzes the effect of stylistic features, literally devices, and intertextual. Writes a well-structured, engaging text with a precise language and effective narrative or persuasive features used to elaborate substantial ideas. The text has a variety of sentences that enhances meaning. Most punctuation is correct, enables smooth and efficient reading, and conveys meaning. A wide range of words, including many difficult words, are spelled correctly. Conventions of language. Correctly spells and identifies errors in words with difficult spellings, patterns, including unfamiliar technical or specialized vocabulary. Constantly identifies the correctly used grammar and punctuation conventions in sophisticated sentences. Conventions include abstract nouns, colons, semicolons, dashes, and brackets. Techniques to refine sentences for clarity and impact. So this was the exceedings. So if you guys have a child or know someone that might do the year 7 test soon, you definitely want to have a look at this chart to see what especially to study for. Well, you can study for maths and conventions of language, and reading, but you can't study for writing. What I mean by that is that there's no things to study for. All you need to do in writing to get good marks is this. Trust me. Just believe in what I'm going to say and you'll get great marks. The only way you can become better at writing is by practicing. There's no such questions like right or wrong in writing. There is no right or wrong in writing. It is not like maths. In maths, there is only one answer. 1 plus 1 is 2, and there's no other possible answer ever. But in writing, it is very different.